stand out. And one of the questions I asked my mentor when I first met him, I said, what was the biggest idea that changed your life? And he said to me, he said, the greatest impact that changed my life was decision making. He said, I used to be a terrible decision maker. And when I first met him, he said, you're average. He said, you're average to not good, is what he told me. And he said, you're always asking other people for their opinions. Think about how much you're asking me for my opinion if you should do this, you shouldn't do this. He says, you've got to be able to trust the wisdom inside of you. See, that wisdom I developed later on, understood later on, that wisdom we have, or I had, and you have inside of you is the same wisdom that created the universe. But decision making is absolutely essential. Nothing moves until you make a decision. Now, let's go back to this. This is a decision that I want you to burn in your mind. That you have to embrace world class. You have to accept that idea. When you accept that idea, it is an absolute fact. Now, right now, you have one chance to live a world class life that we're aware of. And you want to make a positive impact. You can't be world class without influencing and leaving other people feeling so much better off and giving them a contribution that's so much greater than before they met you. You have to be, here's the decision again. I've talked every day about decision, but you have to make intentional decisions. This is what I'm doing today. These are my 3 to 6 goal achieving activities, and these are non-negotiable. I'm only focused on number 1 first. And this is where I'm going. In this moment, you could change your destiny. And then we got to say a mindset of excellence. Do I have a mindset of excellence? And you want to look at it. Questions are the best thing to get you to the truth. Now, you want to ask the questions from an objective perspective. Say, right now, do I have a mindset of excellence? And you'll sit there and you'll think for a second. You go, well, in this area, I feel like I'm excellent. Okay, I don't have to work on that area because I'm excellent there. These are the areas, if I'm going to have a well-balanced mindset, and remember, mindset creates 95% of your success. Over a course of 6 months, a year, you're going to be blown away where your mindset is growing. But you can spend your days how you want. It's about going all in with yourself and seeing yourself world class. We've got to see ourselves world class. This is absolutely essential. See, and I'm going to give you something that I want you to really pay close attention right now. The greatest sabotage that people give themselves is condemnation and criticism. It's literally giving yourself poison into your central nervous system. See, your subconscious mind, we've talked a lot about it, it only knows what you give it. So if you say, I can't do this, this will never happen, I'm an idiot, I'm dumb, why did this happen? If you start saying those, you're giving yourself poison. You want to respect yourself. The world is not going to respect you until you respect you. And your results demand you to respect you. Your results demand you, the goals you want to have when I'm talking about results, demand you to have a significant self-image. That means your self-talk has to be in line with who you want to be. Now, let's ask this question today a different way. Are you committed to creating freedom in your life, or are you committed to the suffering? If you're committed to the suffering, you're feeling bad about yourself. If you're committed to the suffering, you're talking about what you don't want. If you're committed to the suffering, you're living in a state of frustration. That's an attitude. If you're committed to the suffering, you're blaming others. If you're committed to the suffering, you are not doing your daily disciplines. Without daily disciplines and building powerful rituals, you're never going to create mastery. Now, what is freedom? It's peace of mind, it's fulfillment, and it's contribution. And I'm going to tell you this. There is no such thing as success without peace of mind. Where you will create your greatest success when you're relaxed, when you're focused, when you're surrendering to the processes, and you know if you stick to the processes, they will create massive results. Now, I told you this. Today I'm going to talk about money, but I want you to get so involved in this, so emotionally involved, The emotional involvement is what gets to your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind is your silent partner. It's literally your silent best friend. It is taking you to where you want to go if you're using it as a friend, not as an enemy. Now, you can create your own economy. Fall in love with this idea. I remember, this was probably 2008, 2009. I'm at a seminar. First time I ever saw my mentor speak. It was called Create Your Own Economy. And the first thing he says, I want you to accept this idea right now, that you can absolutely create your own economy. And I just fell in love with that idea. I told you when my life changed, I fell in love with the idea of freedom, but I'm sitting there and you got to put yourself in my shoes for a moment. I mean, I'm in the front row and I was on every word this man was saying. And he said, you can create your own economy. I just fell in love. I was like, oh my God, that's it. Why am I focusing on my debt? Why am I focusing on my failures? And in that moment, I accepted that idea. Now, I didn't create it right away because I hadn't gotten the direction yet. I had to get the direction. Without direction, I was trying all these different things. And with this philosophy, I was reading too many books. And I will say that because I was just gathering more information. I wasn't implementing. The implementation is the key. Now, it always goes back to this. What do you really want more than anything else in the world? Do not make the mistake that some of my clients, when they first get to me, say, I want more money. Not good enough. Or I want freedom. Well, what is freedom? I don't know. I just want more. Not good enough. You're not creating. That's a weak signal. You've got to be exactly specific of how you want to live. You've got to look at it that you're giving your order over to the universe. You're giving it to your subconscious mind. And your subconscious, whatever you give it and accept with your imagination, it goes out and brings to you. Then we've got to ask ourselves, what experiences would you like to have? Like, imagine that you already had what you had. Like, how would that feel? Here's another one I'll give you. Well, if you achieved your goal, how would it feel? It'd feel good. I get this all the time. What do you mean it'd feel good? You're telling me you want to create a massive change and all you could tell me is it would feel good? Now we can ask ourselves why we're not getting what we're wanting, because we're not putting energy into it. We got to have juice in our life. We've got to put passion into our goals. We've got to breathe life into it. I want you guys to understand this. Weak signal, weak result. Weak request, weak signal, weak result. And then we ask ourselves, what changes would you like to make? I want you to fall in love with the changes. I told you this yesterday when we were talking about identity. We've got to fall in love with the process of becoming the best version of ourselves. See, as you become better, you are going to attract better into your life. If you stay average based on your behaviors, you're going to get average back in your life. I want you to look at your results. This is the energy you've been putting out. Now, you've got to make a decision right now and say, no more. I'm not doing this. I am going this very moment. This is where I'm going. I'm going to create a world-class life, and I'm going to have so much good, and I'm going to put out so much good. See, you've got to put energy into it. And if you don't have energy, you're not going to get it. You're not going to get it. I'm telling you this. You're not going to get it. I remember, Bob and I would talk, and he said, Arash, I wish I could put a B12 shot in people's ass. They need to start understanding. And the first time he told me, I laughed so hard. But he's like, people are not operating with what they have inside of them. They're focused on what they don't want. That's why they don't have energy. We've got to put energy. And then we've got to understand our goals are what's making us grow. It's not like, oh, we're growing. We're growing because we have a target. And that's why targets are so great for our soul. Now, what kind of person do you need to become? I want you to get this in your mind. To achieve all that you want, you can have it all. And I promise you can have it all. But you have to start building the right behaviors, the right programs in you, and get into action. And stop letting the outside world control you. Well, how do you do that? You have to make your future your magnificent obsession. We have to have a target we're going after. Imagine if you were living your dream life right now, how would it feel? And then I want you to start playing that feeling in your mind. How would it feel? Start mentally experiencing what you'd experience if you had what you wanted. And then what happens, that attitude gets impressed on your subjective mind, and your subjective mind will bring it into results. Now, let's go over what we've done to this point. These are all important. I'm going to do it one by one. Philosophy, world-class philosophy changes your thinking right away. It's your code of ethics. World-class standard. Standard always wins. You bring up to your standard, you never drop. That's going to be a game changer. World-class programming. 95% of our day is run by a program. Right now, today, 95% of them, as soon as you get out of here, you're going to think the way you're conditioned to think. That's why whatever it is you want, for you to achieve it, you first have to rewire it through the repetition of working on it thousands of times, over and over and over again, and then step out and act. World-class vision. You always go where your vision is. No vision, that's where people perish. That's what William James said. Without a vision, people have no energy. With a vision, that's all they're thinking about. Did you wake up this morning thinking about what you wanted? Thinking about, oh, I can't wait to get at this. I can't wait to join the 3 days to world class today. You'll know whether you have a vision or not. You know whether you're putting life into it, whether you're putting attention into your vision, into your goals, or you're putting it into, oh God, what should I do? Or I'm letting the outside results. Identity. You can never outperform your identity. Understand this. But the beautiful part is you can change it, but you can't outperform it. How do you change identity? Action. Don't just do the recording that I told you to do. Get into action. You've got to get into action. Action is how you gain confidence through doing, through the experiences. And then discipline. Nothing happens without discipline. I want you to be so damn good at accepting and rejecting ideas. So good of giving yourself direction. Say, this is what I'm going to do, and you go do it. What did I say? Step one of creating success, find out what you love and go do it. I didn't say find out what you love and go think about it. Find out what you love and go say, oh, I don't know. You don't need to know the how, but you've got a spirit inside of you that knows the how, that's going to direct you on what to do and how to do it. And then attitude. Attitude is everything. Like right now, I hope you can feel my attitude. Like I know that you can win. And why do I know you can win? Because I was losing, and if I can do it, you can do it. And I've showed thousands of people to do it. I've mentored well over 100,000 people now in over 100 countries. And no matter what culture they are, doesn't matter what ethnicity, everyone has the same higher faculties. And once you have an idea you fall in love with attitude, it's going to change the game. And then our goals. Your goals are so good for your soul. Your goals really light you on fire. Your goals are really getting you to where you want to go. It's growing you. Goals are for us to grow, not for us to get. And then we look at world-class action. This is the deal. This is the game changer. Without action, and I don't mean any action. I mean action with some swagger. I mean action with that attitude you built. I mean action from coming from the goal. I don't mean action just kind of being dull, tiptoeing your way. No, you go and say, I'm going to figure this out. And you may make wrong action steps. That's fine. But when you're doing action with attitude and an intent from your goal, you're going to be showing people are going to come in your life, and you're going to end up creating a world-class environment of just surrounding yourself with A-plus performers. Now, let's get into money, but I want to show you my intent today. I want you, not just that you create your own economy, I want to show you how to create a world-class economy. I want you to accept that idea right now. I'll give you something. What is the thing? I get this a lot, and I used to have this, so I can relate to it. Though people will ask me, well, how do I see myself already where I want to be when I don't experience it? And I've got the answer for you. And this was the answer for me. You accept that idea right away. You accept it, and you use your will, and you only focus on how you can. That's how you experience it. Think about things that you've always wanted. Let's say you wanted certain shoes, or for women, a purse. And you didn't say, gosh, I wonder I wonder where to get it. You just built that image in your mind of what you wanted. You just built it completely in your mind of what you wanted. And that's what you do. You know what's interesting? Like, I love sports jackets. I love them. But I won't let anybody pick them for me. I don't make them, but my tailor makes them from scratch. And I'm looking at a cloth, and I'm just building the idea in my mind. He'll say, Raj, what do you think? Nope, I don't like it. I know I put all my energy on the vision I have. And that's what we have to do with our goals. That's what you have to do with creating a world-class economy. Now, let's talk about money. Now, this is an interesting topic. You know, Zig Ziglar always said, gosh, he was so good. But he said, you know, people are going to have to understand this. Money is just as important as oxygen. You need it just as badly to experience the world. And there's nothing more true about that. Now, when we talk about money, let's talk about the fears you may have around money. What I want you to do is let them go. Write them on a piece of paper, your fears, whatever it is. There's not enough to go around. You know, I've always wanted more, but I've never been able to do it. Can I do it? You know, everybody is telling me the economy is bad. Whatever fears you have, I want you to write them down and you burn it. When you burn it, you let it go. Let's get into accurate thinking. Money is neither good nor bad. It's neutral. But you've got to create money as a friend. See, money has wings and it's going to fly away if you don't have a great relationship with it. If you're criticizing other people who have money, flying away. If you're condemning other people, if somebody's driving a nice car, you go, oh, I'm sure their parents got that for them. Oh, I'm sure, how did they get that? If you condemn anything about money, it has wings and it's going to fly away. Now, I love this quote by Wallace Wattles. And my favorite book of all time that really made a huge impact in my life was The Science of Getting Rich by Wattles. It's my favorite book. But he says, the riches you receive will be in exact proportion to the definiteness of your vision, the fixity of your purpose, and the steadiness of your faith, and the depth of your gratitude. Let's break this down. The riches you receive will be in exact proportion, that's law of compensation, to the definiteness of your vision. You made a decision, that's what today's about. You made a decision of what you really want. Boom, world-class vision. The fixity of your purpose, your goals. You hold fixity. You hold your goal on the screen of your mind regardless of what's going on around you. The steadiness of your faith, continual faith. Faith, the greatest attitude. And the depth of your gratitude. Gratitude is the vibration of abundance. You cannot be in an attitude of gratitude and think lack and limitation. This is the most accurate quote that I've ever experienced in my life. When you have your vision, the fixity of your goals, the steadiness of your faith, and the depth of your gratitude, you are going to start becoming a great receiver of the riches you want in your life. Now, I'm going to tell you this right now. You're going to have to upgrade your courage because it takes great courage to earn a lot of money. The people who have a lot of money, they are willing to bet on themselves. The people who have a lot of money, they are willing to lose to win. What I mean by that, they're willing to fail. Are you willing to fail? Or are you playing it safe? Are you saying, oh, listen, Arash, I've worked with this coach and that coach and it didn't work. Okay, fine. But did you do the work? Were they any good? Like, ask yourself these questions. Did I come from not having it? See, you've got to continue to bet on yourself every day. Now, one idea can change the course of your life, and that is your attitude around money can change the course of your life. I want you to imagine, money was not an issue. How would you be waking up in the morning? Let's say you had an abundance of money and you were financially independent. How would that change the course of your life? Well, the one thing I know you'd be focusing on is just impact. You know, the better you get, the hungrier you get because you want to help more people. See, that's why we want more money. I was talking to a great friend of mine, last night, Chris DeMarin. This man is a great man. And I told him, I said, why do you think people want more money? And he said, well, to have more freedom. I said, that freedom is the effect. They want more money to bring out the silent gifts that they have never brought out before into the world. They have something dying to come out. And that's why people want more money. They want to express their gifts that they've never expressed, either from fear, either from not being aware, but they want to bring it out. That's what money is for. That's why we want to expand. We want to expand not to put more good, to serve people. How do you serve people? With your gifts. What are your gifts? Now we go back into philosophy. Philosophy isn't just about you. What is your philosophy on money? Is it like mine used to be? It's hard. I'm constantly have more bills in the end of the month. I'm constantly paycheck to paycheck. That used to be my philosophy. And now my philosophy is much different. But I changed my philosophy once I changed my attitude on money. You see, you've got to understand money is no different. It's not good or bad. It's just energy. Like everything else, it's 99.999% energy. I want your attitude to be, more money will come to my life the more I master myself. More money will come to my life the more I understand service. Am I a conditional giver or am I an unconditional giver? Ask yourself that. You know, most people are conditional givers. They give when there's something in return. See, ask yourself, do you believe whatever you touch turns to gold? That's a great philosophy to have around money. See, what I want you to do is start reevaluating your philosophy. Are you holding it tight? Or are you circulating? If you're not circulating money, it's not going to come back to you. I'm telling you this. I want you to think every time you spend something, understand you've activated the law of circulation, where if you put it out, it has to come back. That is a law, but you have to release it freely. You can't be like, gosh, I got to do this, and you feel bad about it. People will say, oh, I want this, but I feel bad. Well, you just created a very negative mental attitude. You created a negative vibration. You've got to circulate. We have to circulate money. Now, money's always there. Think about this. In the greatest depressions in the world, there were the most self-made millionaires. See, money has nothing to do about money. Go look at, I want you to do this. I want you to go pick up any book on money. Like my favorite books are You Too Can Be Prosperous, The Science of Getting Rich, Think and Grow Rich. And you go pick up, I just gave you 3. You go pick up any of those books, just look in the table of contents. You're going to see there is not one chapter about money. It's about your ideas. It's about you. It's about behaviors. It's about discipline. It's about attitude. It's about leverage. It's about building yourself. That's what money is. Money is a symbol. Do not make a god of money. Too many people are doing that. They're going to live lopsided. It's a symbol. See, don't make money your sole aim. Claim wealth, happiness, peace, joy, and love, and claim it. When we claim it, we accept it. And then guess what happens? Like anything, well, whatever we accept and internalize, your subconscious mind is going to give you compounding interest of it. You want to really burn that in your mind. See, what you have is based on your philosophy. I want everyone to look at their money blueprint right now. Look at your results around money. And that you're going to understand that's what your philosophy is. And if you love it, then keep it. If you don't, you have to make a decision to change it. I want you to love money and have a great relationship just like you love your friends. I want you to have a great relationship with everything. And then be comfortable with the idea of money in your life. A lot of people don't feel worthy of it. They say, I want more. They condemn it. They criticize it because they don't feel worthy of it. And then what's going to happen? It's going to have wings and fly away. If there is not a lot of money in your life, I will tell you this right now. And I hope you really pay close attention. You do not have a good relationship with money. And you do not have a good relationship with yourself. I'm going to tell you that right now. Because money is a reflect, like anything, of us. Everything is a reflection of us. We've got to fall in love with us. The more you fall in love with you, the more magical your understanding is going to be of your mind, and the more magical your life is going to be. So let's ask yourselves, what is your relationship with money? Okay? I want you to ask yourself this. I created something for you, something that I did a long time ago. And I wanted to put it in writing for you so you could take a picture of it with your phone. And I want you to burn this in your mind. And I really want you to do this. This is something I did, gosh, this is probably 18 years ago. And this is from Dr. Joseph Murphy, from The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. And he says, I like money. I love it. I use it wisely, constructively, and judiciously. Money is constantly circulating in my life. I release it with joy, that's circulation, and it returns to me multiplied in a wonderful way, compounding interest. It is good and very good. Great philosophy. Money flows to me in avalanches of abundance. Money is constantly in my life. I use it for good only. I'm only using it for good. I'm grateful for my good and the riches of my mind. Now, what I want you to do is I want you, if you don't have a great attitude, this is going to change your attitude. Listen to it a few times a day. See, and you might be like, oh, Ross, you told me to listen to my self-image. Yeah, do both. Play the and game in your life. See, I don't even care if you're paying attention. I just want you to listen to it. The repetition, compounding, is going to create the action. It's going to create the rewiring. So play the and game in your life. That's a philosophy. Burn this idea in your mind and do it with repetition. Do it 3 times a day. 3 times a day. Just have it on repeat while you're going for a walk, if you're working out, if you're washing the dishes, whatever it is. If you remember this, there's no such thing as something for nothing. If you don't put attention on the thing that you desire, you're not going to receive it. We have to constantly give. This is a form of giving. You're giving your subconscious direction. Whatever you give, you're going to receive. I'm telling you this. Try it for yourself and then tell me I'm wrong in 90 days. Now, let's ask ourselves, do my behaviors scream success? Like if you look at yourself objectively, you get neutral. You say, okay, I'm going to go watch my behaviors over the last 6 months. I'm just going to watch myself. Was I intentional? Was I coming from my goal? Was I focused on what I want? Or was I complaining? Was I saying this and that doesn't work? Was I a victim? Was I blaming everything instead of taking responsibility? You're going to see why you're getting what you're getting. Now, the biggest thing I want you to do is when you open your heart towards your goal, you're enabling yourself to receive the good that you desire. What I mean by that is we've got to remove scarcity from our heart. If we have anger, if we have lack of forgiveness, if we have condemnation towards ourselves, if we're one that criticizes a lot, then you've got to take that out. If you're letting the outside control you, that's a form of scarcity. I'm giving you all these forms of scarcity. You cannot create abundance without opening the space. What is the space? Start focusing all your energy on good. For the rest of the year, do it for the rest of the year. Make this part of your identity that you just look for the good in everything in your life. Somebody cuts you off, you look for the good. You didn't make a sale, say, I'm one step closer. I can get better at my presentation. Being the energy of your goals means it's coming to you. Like matches like. That's the law of attraction. We don't get what we want. We get what we expect because our expectation controls our behaviors. You want to lock that in. That expectation is what ignites the law of attraction. Now, let's look at this. I'm going to give you something, and then I'll talk about it for a minute. You'll know your attitude. Does $1 million seem like a lot of money to you? I'll have people tell me, Rosh, it doesn't seem like a lot. I say, what's the most you've earned? They'll say 50,000. I said, of course it's a lot of money to you. You've never experienced it. You've never had that visceral experience. Like, don't minimize it. Listen, my first goal, I don't know where all you are starting at. I was 150,000 debt. My first goal was 10,000 a month. And my mentor said, I'm going to let you set that because you have to be the one who commits to it. But if I only get you to 10, I didn't do my job. And I said, I'm going to hit 10 and then I'm going to change it. And that's what I've always done. I pick a goal and I say, this is what I'm going to burn in my mind. I went from 10,000 a month first. Then once I hit it, I went to 25, then to 50 a month, then to 100 a month, then 200 a month, then 50 a week. This is how my mind worked on how to create that rewiring. So you want to ask yourself, it's not good or bad, it's just a question. What is the most you've ever earned? And understand, the most you've ever earned, it's not because that's what you're capable of, it's because that's what you're aware of. And that's why we've got to do the interior work. That's why we've got to do the repetition. That's why we've got to do whatever our goal demands. Now, let's look at this. What is that? Whatever relationship you just had, is your paradigm. What is a paradigm? It's a mental program that controls everything in our life. It has exclusive control over our habitual behavior. Think about this. 95% of our day is already run by that program that's running. Now, doesn't mean they're all bad. Paradigms aren't bad. They're not good. They just are. You have some good ones, you have some bad ones. But I'm talking about the ones that is your gap, your opportunity gap to take you from where you are to where you want to go. All of our behaviors are habitual. This is why world-class identity is critical. World-class repetition, your environment, surrounding yourself with A-plus performers. I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm going to be very transparent. If you are not around a great environment, you're in trouble. I'm going to tell you that right now. You've got to get the mentors. You've got to be in a circle of people who are thinking only about where they want to go, because we become who we surround ourselves with. Who are the 5 people who you surround yourself with? Look at their results, look at yours. I guarantee you they're very similar. Now, what are problems? Your problems is an attitude. Is it a problem or is it an opportunity? Your problems are a reflection of your paradigm. How are you looking at it? Remember what we said? Change our perception. You change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. That's what the great Wayne Dyer said. There's nothing more accurate. See, we're not seeing the world as it is. We're seeing it as we are. If you would have seen how I used to see the world 18 years ago, much different than now. Much different. See, I know that every single one of you can achieve great things if you apply yourself to surround yourself and do what I did. Find the right mentor. Get the right help. Surround yourself with masterminds. Put yourself in an environment of people who are focusing on what they want, and you do what the mentor tells you to the letter. You do it to the letter. If he tells you to repeat something 1,000 times, you repeat it 1,000 times. Watch what'll happen when you do exactly what somebody who's performed the results will show you. Cheat code. Remember that. Greatest cheat code is mentorship. Now, let's look at this. I'm going to read the quote first, then I'm going to go explain it. There's a difference between wishing for a thing and being ready to receive it. No one is ready for a thing until he believes he can acquire it. The state of mind must be belief, not mere hope or wish. Open-mindedness is essential for belief. Let's look at this. I'm going to give you an example. One of the questions, if you've been mentored by me, you know I've asked you this. I said, are you ready to receive what you want? And they'll say, yes, I'm ready. And I said, okay, if you're ready, how come you keep sending a double-binding message? How come you're not doing the work? How come you're not spending an hour on your interior life? How come you are complaining about the outside and you're letting the outside control you? I said, you're not ready. Remember this. There's a difference between wishing for a thing and being ready to receive it. No one is ready for a thing until he believes he can acquire it. Belief. What is belief? It's accepting that idea with faith. That becomes a fact, not mere hope or wish. Open-mindedness is essential for belief. Go back to day one. What did I tell you? I have people say, oh, I've tried this. I've invested in the past, but it hadn't worked. Open-mindedness. Open your heart. It doesn't mean you may not have been ready then. See, if you understand, you have to be ready to receive. You have to open the space. You have to really go and breathe life and put attention on it. Now, let's look at this. I want you to look at your money. Forget about everything else. All I'm talking about money right now. And I want you to think, just like we did the other day, you have a power that's flowing inside of you. Within a second, you're either saying money is good, money is bad. I love my income, I'm frustrated. One or the other. And you say, remember, your conscious mind is the dictator of your subconscious. Nothing gets to your subconscious without your conscious mind's attitude. And the impression of whatever you think consciously, you're going to feel it on a subconscious level. So your conscious mind is critical to discipline. Now you have a money goal. You say, listen, I want to earn $100,000 or more every month. I really want it. And you say, I've been doing this and nothing is changing. Nothing is changing. And you are so frustrated and you don't understand why. You're like, I'm really doing it. And then I start asking questions. I said, well, What have you been focusing on? Oh, you don't understand. Like, it's been very hard. The bills are piling up. You know, I've been wanting this. Nothing's changed. I've been around this for 10 years and nothing's changed. I said, okay. Well, let me ask you a question. Are you coming from a state of having it or not having it? Well, I'm saying what I want. I'm seeing what I want. How often? Once a day. I said, what are you doing the rest of the day? I am constantly focusing on just getting by. I'm focusing on, listen, it's hard for me. And this is what the conversations that you're having with yourself. You're coming from a state of not having it. If you come from a state of not having it, not feeling worthy of it, you're operating from a poverty consciousness, then you're going to create poverty. Remember, the dominant of the two ideas is what your subconscious expresses. So if you are thinking that you're listening and recording, but all day long you're coming from worry, doubt, and fear, coming from an attitude of victimhood, coming from things that happened in the past, but you're acting like they're happening now, you're going to create a double binding message. I'm going to tell you this right now. When I want to relate it to some of you. When I was $150,000 in debt, the reason I changed my results was one attitude. Now looking back, I could show you this. One attitude that I had, as I said to myself, I can't control what I did in the past. I can only control what I'm going to do going forward. And all I did is put my energy and all my attention on freedom. And I can look back right now. For 3 years when I was studying this, all my attention was on not having it. Then I thought to myself, what are the behaviors of somebody who is free have? Number one, they always had the right environment around them. They all had the mentors. I studied these people and I'd ask the questions. And every single one of them told me the single best thing they do was they changed their environment. They put the right people who thought the right way and did exactly what they told them. And that's what I did. That's how you're going to eliminate this. And ask yourself, are you coachable? Are you really willing to, or are you going to live your life in fear? See, fear is easy. Doesn't take any effort. Just focus on what's the worst thing that can happen. Focus on you not being good enough. Focus on you and lack and limitation. Focus on all the mistakes you made in the past. Focus on whatever it is you don't want. Or you could say to yourself, I'm done with these results. I am going to be inspirationally dissatisfied, and I really have a goal, and I don't care what's happened in the past. The now is how I create it. You have to feel right now wealthy. I didn't say you feel it when you get it. Right now you feel wealthy. How do you feel wealthy? You feel good. When you feel good, that activates wealth in your life in so many forms. Well, if you want to feel good around money, you have to change your attitude towards the money. But you do it right now. You don't think about the past. You don't think about what happened last week. You don't think about what happened 2 years ago. You say, right now, I'm changing everything. And you get that poverty consciousness out of your conscious mind. And now you're saying, all day long, I am thinking, feeling, and acting like the person I want to be. What did I say earlier? I want you to imagine your money goal right now. Now, I want you to get in this feeling. Don't say, it would feel good. No, you say, experience it in your mind. If right now you were earning $1 million or more a year, if that's what your goal is, start experiencing in your mind the experiences you would have if you had $1 million. That is how you impress it with that mental rehearsing of already experiencing that in your mind into your subjective mind. Then everything in your world is going to be aligned. Look at this. Everything has to be aligned. Our conscious mind and subconscious have to be aligned. If they're not aligned, whatever your program is going to be expressed. I'm telling you this right now. You've got to take extreme ownership. See, nobody can make you think or feel a certain way. Only you can. This is why discipline and world-class discipline is essential. I hope you're getting this. I really hope you're getting this, because this is how it comes, and money comes so quickly when you start getting in harmony with that energy. Stop sending out weak signals. Stop feeling what you don't have. And if you say to me, well, you don't know what I'm up against, I promise you I know what you're up against, because I was up against it several years ago. I had a foreclosure sticker on my garage 3 weeks before I'm getting married. I knew I had to change me. See, you have to change you if you want to change this. And if you're earning good money but you're plateauing, we got to change that. We got to set a damn good goal, a goal that's worthy of you. And you get to work. You get to work getting better. And that's how we do it. Well, you're not going to earn more money without understanding the law of compensation. The law of compensation clearly states you get paid in direct proportion to the service you're rendering, your ability to do it, and the need for it in the marketplace. I want you to look at it. How good are you at what you do? How focused are you at what you do? Can you get better? Are you stretching? Are you just planning to plan? Are you overthinking? Are you so good at what you do that you are getting people asking you if they can shadow you or they can take you out to lunch to ask you how you do what you do? You're going to know. See, a lot of people want to have the results of the top 1%, but they're not willing to do what the top 1% do. What are they willing to do? They're willing to bet on themselves. They're willing to do 10,000 hours and see no results, but they're willing to do it and keep doing the repetition to become a master. That's how you do it. You activate the law of compensation, you're going to have an absorbent amount of money in your life. I want you to look at the money you have again. See, I look at money as a report card of the service I'm doing. So the amount of money I have in my life, in my bank account, in my investment accounts, is all a reflection of my service. And if I notice that it's not where I want it to be, I know I've gotten lazy with my service. I don't get lazy with service. I love serving people. I told you this. I know how I had to learn the laws of money. See, if you learn the laws of money, you're going to heal your money wounds. You've got to heal those money wounds. Until you heal the money wounds, they're going to keep showing up. Now, once you do and you activate the law of compensation, big money is coming into your life. And I'm talking about avalanches of it. And you're going to feel so good because that means you're going to come with a fulfilled heart. Not because of the money, because the experiences of what the money's going to allow and the impact you've made. The impact is critical. Your desire always has to have service of others in it. You want to remember that. Now, ask yourself this again. Am I circulating money? Do I have money circulating in my life? Am I letting it out freely? I want you to let it out. I don't care if it's $1. Let out $1 freely. It doesn't matter the amount. And here's the great thing. To your subconscious mind, it's no more difficult to achieve $1 million than it is $100. See, it's your attitude towards it. Right there. I want you to think about your reaction. And it's your attitude towards it. And I'll give you one right now. Would you like to live the way you're living, the way you want to live, if you're thinking the same way? I want you to ask yourself, would I like to live the way I am thinking and feeling right now? I'm going to say it one more time. It's so important. Would I like to live the way I am thinking and feeling right now? That's going to tell you a big story. Now, I love this quote by Earl Nightingale. He says, most people think they want more money than they really do, and they settle for a lot less than they can really earn. It is so true. Find out what you want. Go get so damn good at it. Rewire your mind with your morning routines, with your every 3 hours, and watch what happens. Okay? Now, your mind is a garden. It's no different than the soil. The soil has no idea what's being planted in it. Whatever you plant in it, you're going to grow your garden. You're either growing seeds of abundance or seeds of poverty. Review your dream. Put attention on it. Claim wealth into your life. Do not plant crap in your garden. If you plant crap, you're going to get more crap in your life. I'm going to tell you this right now. Now, let's look at an abundance consciousness versus a scarcity consciousness. A person with a prosperity consciousness, they demand abundance. They know they're worthy. They feel worthy. They act on ideas right away. They're not procrastinators. They take full responsibility of their life. They are aware of the unlimited supply. There's no limit in their thinking. This is a prosperity consciousness. They loathe lack and limitation. They will be around people who complain about money. Oh, this costs this. They will not be around them. They will go the other way. It literally is like nails on a chalkboard to them. And they're always circulating money. They're always. Now, you want to ask yourself, do I have those behaviors? Do I have those behaviors that I just put on the screen? And you want to really look at it. Do I have a prosperity consciousness? Or do I have a poverty consciousness? See, you're spending your time anyway. You might as well think like the wealthy and watch what happens. I'm telling you, how you think and feel is what you're going to express in your results. And it's not just doing it once, it's doing it over and over and over again to get your results. And that's how your life is going to change. Abundance is generated by how you think and feel. Remember that. Abundance is generated by how you think and feel. Let's ask the question again. Would I like to live the way I'm thinking and feeling right now? It'll tell you. It'll tell you right now. And a consistent, I want you to hear that word, consistent state of abundance raises your state over any obstacle. You won't look at obstacles as a big deal. You'll say, oh, that's just an opportunity. As you start changing your attitude towards problem and obstacles, every obstacle will become a point of reference that initiates abundance in your life. Okay? And remember this, money loves speed. This is decision making. You've got to act on it. Act on ideas. The moment you hesitate is the moment you lose. What is your money goal? You have to have a money goal. You've got to condition your mind with one. But remember, we don't make money a god. We don't make it our sole aim. We give it a target, and then we see ourselves with that in our life. But we're very neutral. We're relaxed, and we activate our imagination. And how do we activate our imagination? I want you to hear this. Sustained, disciplined, controlled imagination. Sustained. I'm consistently doing it. Discipline. I'm seeing only what I want. Control. I'm relaxed. I'm not letting the outside control me. Watch what happens. Now, I want you to think about your money goal. I did this yesterday, but I only want you to think about money right now. I want you to see yourself exactly the amount of money you want in your life right now. I'm going to give you a moment to plant that idea in your mind. What is the amount of money you want in your life? Now, I want you to get in the spirit of it. That's your money goal. And I'm just talking about money right now. And I want you to fall in love with that idea. Watch how much you impacted people. Let's trigger that first. The money is going to be the effect. It's never the cause. The cause is you. The cause is your behaviors. Now, remember this from yesterday. A frequency is a level of vibration. Now, there are an infinite number of frequencies. So take a look at this. I want you to take a look at this. Each frequency is connected to the one and the one below. So everything is connected in our world. Like you and I are connected. That's why we're together. And everything is connected. Now, I want you to take an honest look at in your life right now and look at where you are in terms of your money in your life right now. Look at your salary, look at your bank account, look at where you are. Just take a look, okay? And let's say you say, listen, I want to 10x this. I really want to go somewhere much higher. I want to create a life of financial freedom. And I'm going to say it again over and over again. I believe financial freedom is the most worthy goal that anybody can set and create because of what it makes of you, of what you have to develop, how you have to impact, how you grow, how your disciplines grow, how the parts of your character that have to grow. Now let's use my good example of my friend Joe that I've been using all week. He's earning 100. He says, Arash, I want to get to 100 a month. And I don't know how to do it. I've been wanting this for a while, and I just don't know how to do it. And I'll say to Joe, I'll say, listen, if you want it, it's coming from the essence of you. You're meant to achieve it. Now, I'm going to show you what to do right now. You claim it, and you're neutral when you claim it. You're not attached to it. I want you to claim it from a neutral perspective. You say, I accept this idea into my life. I am going to work on it. I've made a decision. The only place I'm going to see, feel, and think is from 100 a month service, 100 a month discipline, 100 a month attitude. That's what I want you to do, Joe. Are you willing to do that? Well, how do I do that? I will show you how to do it right now. So I said, Joe, as soon as you claim this, you say, I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm earning 100 or more a month and I love it. You go up to this frequency. Now, you don't stay there, Joe. I'm going to tell you this. You have a program that we need to change. So you're going to come back down within a second. And he says, how do I stay there? Well, I've got to get your belief to match with the state you want. So how can I get you to stay at 100,000 a month? I want you every 3 hours to set an alarm, 6 a.m., 9 a.m., 12, and so forth. Every 3 hours, I want you to set an alarm, and I want you to reaffirm this. I'm so happy and grateful now. I'm earning 100,000 or more every month that I love it. And then for 2 minutes, I want you to say it every 3 hours. Then for 1 minute, I want you to see yourself experiencing what you would experience had you earned 100,000. He said, I could do that. I said, I don't know how long it'll take. We'll know how long it'll take based on what is going to start showing up in your life, Joe. And I said, but the moment your belief matches with any state, you fuse with it, and you're going to start getting out of the blue, things are going to happen. You're going to start having new ideas. You're going to have people in your life that have never been in your life. And that's what's going to start changing. You're going to surround yourself with the right mentors. And this new state of conscious awareness is becoming the home from which you view the world. It is your workshop. And if you're observant, you're going to see the outside results are always going to match the inside. But now we're doing the repetition. We're doing the sustained discipline and controlled imagination. We're going back to day one where I said any idea that is either feared or revered will begin to clothe itself at once in the most appropriate and convenient way possible. That's from Carnegie. So this idea is all we're focusing on. And he says, I'm starting to see things happen. I'm starting to see things, but I'm frustrated. Like half the day I'm doing it, half the day I'm not. I say, well, you got to stop sending out a double binding message. The only thing I want you to focus on is to accept the idea and then adapt to the feelings, adapt to that uncomfortableness. Remember, there's going to be a lot of discomfort to create something amazing. I want you to get comfortable being uncomfortable. And I'm going to tell you, you're going to feel sick at times. You're going to feel delusion. You're going to start rationalizing. That's when you know your paradigm's in front of you, controlling you. The moment you rationalize, Joe, your paradigm's in control. So you have got to constantly be better than it. Every time it says, well, you're doing good enough, you say, no, I'm not just doing good enough. This is where I'm going. I am earning 100,000 or more every month, and I am living a world-class life. I have world-class behaviors. If one person can do it, I can do it, and I want to help people. I want to help people. I want to create multiple sources of income. And the moment you talk to yourself like that, you take conscious control over the paradigm. And then the repetition of doing it over 6 months, over 90 days, over a year, however long it takes, you're going to start seeing results start improving. And the best part is, you're not going to have to try to get your 5 senses out of the way. Once you built it into a desire, your 5 senses are gone. I mean, they're there, but they're not going to fight you. And you've got to understand that desire is coming from the highest version of yourself. And it's communicating, and it's saying, this is what you've been asking for. I'm giving it to you. And your 5 senses are out of the way. Then you're going to go 100,000 a month. And you're going to start looking back, and you're going to go 100 a month. It'll start at 20 a month, 50 a month. You're going to start building it up over that year or longer, depending on how consistent you are. Remember, consistency is power. Consistency is your best friend. And that's how you do this. And I mean, you have to go review this. You've got to review this. And you've got to watch what I'm doing. You have to think of yourself. Now, how do you do it? The power of 5. That's all I did during that presentation. That part of the presentation, every decision you make. See, right now, I'm going to tell you this right now. Your next move is your biggest move. My next move is my biggest move. You've got to make decisions from your goal. How would the person who's earning 100,000 make a decision? Would they plan or would they act on it? Always act. You know why? Because you always know the truth, because the truth resonates with the essence of who you are. My mentor taught me that early on. You know that you know. And you may feel uneasy, but you know it's wise for you. And you make decisions from your goal. You discipline yourself. You only accept ideas that are in harmony with what you want. If you're going back and forth, accepting, rejecting, accepting what you don't want, then you're going to keep creating double binding messages. And then you're going to be one of the people who call me and say, this doesn't work. I've been working at this and it doesn't work. It's not that it doesn't work. You've got to work it properly. Accurate thinking, discipline. Then you say, I'm raising my standard. I am not accepting. If you go watch what I just did about 3 minutes ago, the paradigm's going to come in and say, you should be grateful for what you have. You should be satisfied. You say, no, this is where I'm going. It has nothing to do with not being grateful. I have a bigger purpose. I have juice in me. I have so much left in my heart that I want to help. I want to go create. I want to develop myself. That's called standard. And then you have, once you've done these three, your image is going to change because the actions you take, because the definiteness of where you're going. And this is all attitude. All of it together is attitude. Attitude, thoughts, feelings, actions. Now you could go look at yourself and you could be like, what ideas did I reject that Arash has been telling me? I can't do it. Attitude, that's your attitude. Now, is it supporting where you want to go? Never accept an attitude that is not in harmony with where you want to go. Know that you could do it. If I could do it, you could do it. I'm not just telling you this. There was a time where I doubted myself. Doubting is a dumb idea. I didn't realize it, but I realize it now. Doubt is just old conditioning. Do not doubt yourself. And you don't have to believe it. Believe in what your mentor believes in. That's all I did. I believed in his belief. Believe in my belief that you could do it. And then watch what happens. Magic will start coming in your life. Fall in love with the process of becoming the best version of yourself. I'm telling you, that's when life becomes magical. And that's when you're on your way to financial freedom. Financial freedom is your birthright. But it's not free. You've got to invest in the mentorship. You've got to invest in the hours. You've got to invest in the discipline. You've got to invest in whatever it demands. Remember, there's no such thing as something for nothing. You've got to give. You've got to give to receive. Now, decision. Here's where the fun comes in. Okay, none of this works without a decision. And a decision, nothing happens until you make a decision and move. If you say, I'm going to make a decision when this happens, that's not a decision. That's letting your programming control you. You make a decision right away and you go. You make it and you get into action right away. And I told you this yesterday. You know, you can't have a magnificent obsession and do what's convenient. When we do what's convenient, it's a hobby. When we have a magnificent obsession, we do whatever it takes. I want you to look at this mountain. If you have to move 16, you move 18. You do whatever you have to do because the price is great. The reward is even better. The reward is the best part, and you're going to feel so proud of yourself when you do it. Now look at what Hill says. Decisions or lack of them are responsible for making or breaking everything you desire in your life. People who become very proficient at making decisions without being influenced by the opinion of others are the same people whose annual incomes falls in the top income category. I want you to lock in on this. Decisions or lack of them. Our next move, our biggest move. Bet on yourself. Surround yourself with the right environment. Do exactly what the mentor tells you to do. Watch what's going to happen. You're going to become magical. Then Hill comes up and he says, procrastination is the habit of putting off until the day after tomorrow what should have been done the day before yesterday. You've got to get into action today. Do it now, do it now, do it now. Burn that idea in your mind. Until you do it now, it's delusion. You're lying to yourself. And you're letting the paradigm, every decision has to come from the desire. Now, when you hesitate, you lose momentum right away. The moment you hesitate, you lost. I'm telling you this right now. Just like I said, poverty is a mental disease. You know what else is a mental disease? Losing. We're not here to lose. We're here to win. Play your life to win. Don't play it not to lose. Too many people are playing it not to lose. What if this one idea would change your life? Would it be worth it to you? I know that answer. It absolutely would. And that's why you have to take action. Without taking action, you're being delusional. Now, I'm going to say it again. Decisions or lack of them. If you don't make a decision, you're going to lose. I'm telling you this. I promise you nothing's going to change. If I'm doing what I've always done, nothing changes. I'm losing. When you make a decision, your next move is the most important move. You design your future right here with the decisions you're making today. They're responsible for making or breaking everything you desire in your life. People who become very proficient at making decisions without being influenced by the opinion of others are the same people whose annual incomes fall into the top income category. You got to get this. And what's going to happen? Great decision maker, great wealth, big money in your life. And I told you this, one idea changed my life. And what I'm going to go over, I have a few opportunities. And, I have an event called World Class Wealth. We're doing it in September. We've already done 2 of them. And I'm going to tell you the results have been absolutely mind-blowing just in a few months from the people doing them. And this event is 3 days where we really lock in. I'm going to bring Mikey in. Mikey, I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I want to see if you could join me for a second. So why don't you share from your perspective, what has happened, with our clients who've done World Class Wealth?
Our World Class Wealth event is an in-person elite event. So it's not online, it's in person. And there's something really special about coming into a room with people from all around the world and feeling that energy and your mentorship right in person. But from the moment people came in to the moment they left the room, they looked different. You could tell that their image had shifted. You could tell that their goals had transformed, and they've created incredible results. We'll post some of the testimonial videos into the group this week, but they're starting new businesses, they're writing books, they're becoming a coach, they're transforming their income, and most of all, they're transforming the idea they have of themselves.
You know what's interesting? Over the last 2 weeks, I've had several of them contact me. We have a great client, Mike in Napa, and he said, Arash, I just got to thank you. He said, my income, and he came the end of May, so not very long. He said it changed by over $18,000 a month. He goes, I had my best month ever, and I still have 5 days left. And I had another client. He said, came in our April event, and she said, I can't believe what happened. I was hoping it would happen, but I can't believe. And listen, that was in just a short period of time. Watch what happens, because what happens at World Class Wealth, if you're sitting there right now and you want to create and have an absolute blueprint, see, I could give you over these free events several ideas, but I can't give you the exact direction what I can at World Class Wealth. So we keep it at a very intimate environment, and we create a world-class environment to show you exactly what to do, and you leave there with exact action steps. But it's not just when you're there. After you leave there, we have 90 days of follow-up accountability coaching. And that is very important, because I used to go to events and then I'd get so jazzed up and then I'd leave. The accountability is...
I actually have a video on my desktop right now that JR sent to me for World Class Wealth, and I'd love to play it right now if it's not too disruptive to this call. What do you think?
No, play it if that's what you think.
All right, give me just a second to pull it up. Here goes.
Hello, this is Arash Massoudi. I want to talk to you for a moment about you, about your life, and about what you want to create in your life. There's a term that made such a big impact on my life personally, and that term is world class. When I started Voss Coaching Co., one of the first concepts that my partner and I really discussed to teach people is how to create world-class wealth. See, most people don't understand wealth. They think wealth is just prosperity. That's one aspect of wealth. See, I want to teach people how to create a deep connection and belief that wealth is their birthright. And it is your birthright. And you want to understand that wealth is a mindset. Wealth is an attitude. Wealth is a philosophy, and it is a strategy. And I want you to get emotionally involved in it. See, the reason this idea is so important to me, I want everybody to live the good life. I want you to have the best experiences. And I want you to understand wealth. And to understand wealth, you have to take control of your mind. You have to understand how your mind operates and work in harmony with the laws of the universe. We are doing an event for 3 days that we take people deep, and we take an intimate group of people and we show them how to create significant wealth in their life. We get them to understand themselves. We get them to have a massive shift in their identity. We work on wealth creation ideas. We get them to understand that financial freedom is such a worthy goal because of what it makes of us. And when you get in a room and you learn the ability to lead, leadership is such a big aspect of wealth. And in order to lead, we have to lead ourselves first. But you're going to be directed for 3 days, and you're going to be with a group of like-minded people who are creating enormous results. I want you to really think about your life. Are you living the way you want to live? Imagine if you were in a room that you have a proven strategy with this immense energy that's going to catapult you to massive jumps in your wealth. World class is your birthright. Freedom is your birthright. I want to teach you how to live the way you want to live, do what you want to do with who you want to do it on your terms, and really be emotionally free, be financially free, work with big ideas, and really create a massive quantum leap. Remember, wealth is an idea that I want you to get into your mind. Too many people have contradictory ideas in understanding that wealth is for other people. Wealth is for you. And when you create it, you're making more of an impact on the world. You're impacting through your businesses, through the jobs you work at, or if you want to get out of a job and create the new business. I'm going to show you how to do it. Come join me for 3 days. You're going to be with me and we're going to be together and we're going to work on these ideas. I'm going to teach you how to master yourself, and then you're going to have accountability afterwards. One of the big things that I recognize at events is people get really jazzed up and then they don't have the right accountability. Accountability is a success insurance policy. My team and I are going to be working with you, not just at the event, leading up to the event and after the event, so you create world-class wealth. It is your birthright. Think about what would your life look like if you lived a world-class life, if you had world-class wealth, if you had world-class mastermind partners, if you were working with world-class ideas. It's right in front of you. Come join me. We're going to have a lot of fun together. Thank you so much.
I love that video, Raj. It's bringing a big smile on my face.
Yeah.
It brings me right back to that room, or both rooms, because we did one in April and May, and I cannot wait until September.
Yeah, me either. You know, it brought a lot of smiles, and I want to bring more smiles, though. I mean, what I know is I was a great student, and I was a great follower. And before you could be a great leader, you have to be a great number two. And I remember at the end of our mentor's life, he said, you know this just as well as I do. I said, I don't. He says, you just don't have the experience I have. But you've turned what I've taught you into specialized knowledge. You don't do it the same way as me, but you're just as effective. And it was one of the biggest compliments he'd ever given me. But I will tell you this. For anybody who is interested in creating a massive quantum leap, you want to get in this event. Get in the room before it sells out. And I promise you, you are not going to regret it. All right, I'm going to get back to my screen, Mike. Because I want to finish this lesson. And okay, so that's one opportunity. The other opportunity we have, it's called Millionaire Mastermind. It's starting next week. And what I want you to do is ask yourself, what I do in this program is we have 12 lessons. Sometimes they're every week, sometimes they're every 2 weeks. And half the lesson, I'm going to teach you how to create the mindset of a millionaire. But then I'm going to work backwards with you. Half the call, I reverse engineer ideas with a small, intimate group. And then I put you in mastermind groups as well between each call. And we did this back in January, and the results, we're very grateful of the clients that we have because they're a bunch of doers. They're people who follow great direction. And the results have been significant. See, this is for somebody who wants to get elite level mentorship and do exactly what I tell you to do. You're going to be around like-minded people, and you're going to be in a world-class environment. Imagine if I was reverse engineering where you're stuck, where your ideas, where you want to take a jump, changing your relationships, and going in a deep level in your interior world so you can create the best exterior world in your life. That's Millionaire Mastermind. So there's 2 opportunities that I wanted to give you. Now, I'm telling you, mentorship is the greatest cheat code. I highly encourage you to take advantage of it if you want to create a massive jump. Now, world-class environment. That's what mentorship is about. Whether you come to world-class wealth, whether you do Millionaire Mastermind, or you do both. I have several clients who've done both. The environment is going to change your world. Who is your environment? Are you around A+ performers? Come join me, and I'm going to show you how to not just stay in a world-class environment, to continue building it when you're done with the programs. Watch what's going to happen. And if you want to create world-class results, you have to do it. But remember, right now, some of you are thinking, I really want to go somewhere deeper. I really want to go bigger. But understand what is in the way. It's always going to be your programming, your paradigm. That is the brick wall. You say, I want to do this when this happens. What happens? You knocked against the wall. That's not a decision. See, most people are making decisions of what they've known. You've got to get to the unknown space. That's where the magic happens. Look at your life. What major thing has happened in your comfort zone? For me, nothing. Everything that's been magical has been out of my comfort zone. I want you to imagine that you're working with me and Voss Coaching Co. very closely and intimately, and you made the decision. You said, I'm going to bet on myself. I am going to understand there's no such thing as something for nothing. I've got to give my mind direction, and I got to get the direction on how to get from where I am to where I want to go. You know what's going to happen? If you follow through with the direction we give you, because we have an exact combination, exact plan, how to help you get from where you are to where you want to go, you're going to create it. But remember, right now you're sitting there, honor your wants, honor your intentions. Your wants come from the essence of who you are. That want is it starts in your subconscious mind. It turns over to your conscious mind. Your job is to accept it. Say, listen, I'm world class. I'm going to get in a world class environment. I'm going to do exactly what Arash tells me to do. I'm going to surround myself with like-minded people, and I'm going to be so good, and I'm going to be the standard in my environment from this point forward in terms of how I am living my life. I'm leading by example. And then you turn your want over, you get emotionally involved, you step up and act, and what's going to happen? You're going to turn it into a desire. That desire alters your vibration. The vibration dictates what you attract. And guess what? Conditions, circumstances, and environment change. Boom. That's how it happened. Results change. And then you keep growing. Remember, you want to be the hungriest person you know. You want to put energy into it. Claim wealth, claim happiness, claim peace of mind, claim love. Then you're going to get compounding interest. I love what Mark Zuckerberg says. He says the biggest risk is not taking any risk. In a world that is forever changing, the only strategy that is guaranteed to fail is not taking risks. Now, I'm talking to you right now. This is somebody that has created billions with a B, billions upon billions. And you want to learn from the people who've already done it. The biggest risk, if you get off of this event, that's your choice. I'm happy to deliver it. But if you don't get the right direction, that's where people are delusional. That's where they get stuck. See, you're operating with a paradigm. You've got to come from somebody else who has a greater paradigm than you and do exactly what they tell you to do. I will tell you, you can always know what something costs, but you can never measure where it'll take you. Imagine that you did 10 times what you're doing right now in the next 6 months. Would it be worthy? Remember, if you're not risking, you're not going to go very far. You are not going to create massive quantum leaps in your comfort zone. It just does not happen. Now, let's do one thing, then I'm going to turn it over to my friend Monica DeMarin. Let's go over these levels of vibration are referred to as frequency. We think on frequency. Now I'm going to do it just on decision. Now, right now, this is where you are. And this is where you want to go. And you say, I've made a decision that I'm going to go there. I've made a decision that I'm going to go to the World Class Wealth event when the summer's over, I'll decide. When my kids go back to school. And it's always, I'll do it someday, someday, someday. That's not a decision, that's delusion. That is absolute lying to yourself. A decision is you act on a decision. That's what a decision is. It's not a wish or a hope. And when you are letting the outside, if you're saying, oh, my bank account, oh, you can always find a way. When you make a definite decision, your mind focuses on how you can, not why you can't. And if you're thinking from your circumstances, from your results, you're thinking the same thoughts, same feelings, you're going to keep getting the same results. That's called the fulfilling cycle of doom. I want you to make a definite decision for yourself, for your life. I am creating a world-class life. And you make it, and it's an irrevocable decision based on your goal. So you're making every decision from your desire. You're playing it in your mind. If you don't have money, you'll find the money, I promise you. But when you make an irrevocable, committed decision, you're doing whatever it takes, not what's convenient. You accept only results, not excuses. And when you make this type of decision, now you're thinking and acting like the person you want to become. That's key. We have to think and act like the person you want to become. If you're thinking like your old self, you're going to keep getting the results of your old self. Shed that skin, walk in, breathe life into who you want to become. Every decision from that person, every discipline from that person, every courage from that person. And I'm going to tell you this. Your goal demands certain things. What does the goal demand? It demands you to bet on yourself. It demands you to get direction. It demands you because it tests you. Like Napoleon Hill said, he says, I believe the world tests us to see how serious we are about it. Get around the right environment. I'm telling you, it's going to be a game changer. But want is the only prerequisite to making a decision. Do I really want it? How is it going to happen? I don't know. Like the how will always show up because our spirit knows the how. And that's why we're in this business to help people. I want to show you how to do it. I know the how because I've had now 16 to 18 years of experience if I go back to when I first started studying this. And I have a great track record to help you. And I will help you get to where you want to go. But remember, that's why successful people make decisions so fast and they change them slow, if at all. You want to remember it. And this is why those who have stayed focused, consistently, sustained discipline on their goals, put life into them, and have been consistent in their efforts, their will is relentless. Go back to day 2. I said you have to have a relentless spirit. You've got to go after it. And that's how you're going to get it. But remember, like Waddle says, act now. The only thing we do now, we claim it now. Act now. There's never any time but now. And there will never be any time but now. And remember, I've never heard of anyone creating a quantum leap in their comfort zone. Stretch. Extraordinary stretch. Allow the universe to help you. If you're stretching this big, you're not going anywhere. Stretch. Watch what's possible. Ask yourself, you've got to start expanding what's possible in your mind. And my last message for you is winning is the best motivator. When you win the disciplines, you feel better. When you make winning part of your behavior, it's game over. It is game over. I want to personally thank you. I would love to work with you, first of all. I love this. I love taking people deep and showing them who they're capable of being. And the one thing I know, that's what I've been put on this planet to do. And I put my whole heart into it. I hope it's you that I get to help. But I want to thank everybody. Thank you for being here with me. It's been an absolute joy and pleasure. And I'm going to turn it over to my great friend, Monica DeMera.
All right, thanks so much, Arash. And it is so true. You absolutely love this. I love watching you teach. I love watching you coach. It fires me right up every single day since the moment I heard your voice. Today was all about urgency on achieving your world-class goal, making decisions, understanding you, understanding money, understanding how to take proper action. And it was so powerful, but I really want to go deeper into mentorship and what it has personally done for me. So you can see my viewpoint. And I'll tell a few stories about our clients, but having the right mentorship, Arash said it today, it's a cheat code to guarantee success. If you do exactly what we tell you to do. That was the difference for me, being a slave to my thoughts versus becoming a master at my thinking and having mind-blowing results. It made such a difference for me, and I'm going to continue to do this for the rest of my life and have someone help me. You know, it helps you, and I see it in our clients, it helps you stay focused on your goals and not having the paradigm set in and getting you distracted from what you need to do. Both Arash and myself and Mikey, our entire team, we have surrendered to the process of our mentors, and we wanted to be shown exactly what to do and how to do it. And that's how I was able to knock off goal after goal after goal. I stayed close to Arash's hip, and he definitely challenged me, he definitely stretched me. At times I was very uncomfortable, but every time I did exactly what he told me to do, I grew. That's what I asked for. I wanted to become the best version of me. So I knew I was asked to get stronger, so he was going to give me opportunities and challenge me in such a great way to bring out the best version of me. Learning how to study yourself properly, how to study this material properly. A lot of people that I talk to, they're studying this, but they don't how to study. It's not in an organized format. So learning how to really reverse engineer all of these paradigms and really replace it with a powerful new program and paradigm is a game changer. One of the things I want to talk about, where I saw Raj talk about, is really fusing tightly with your goal. When you are in an amazing environment, this means having the right people in your corner, by your side. You are able to fuse with your goal much quicker. You can see what's possible. I see it with our clients all the time. The moment they make the decision and invest in one of our coaching programs, it's like this anchor has been lifted off of their back and they're fully able to go all in. Their focus is sharper. They're thinking much bigger. They gain the awareness and understanding of how this all works. So I was telling Mikey this story a couple weeks ago, and I want to tell all of you guys this. I was talking to one of our clients, and she enrolled with us about 2 months ago, but she was so scared to get on the phone with me. She would think about booking a call and then turn away and get distracted by doing something else. And then she finally got to a point where she actually booked the call, then she canceled it. And she caught herself. She caught herself understanding that that was a paradigm that was in control of her. So she booked another appointment and she stayed with that appointment and we talked. And when she finally realized that her paradigm has been all in control, she fully invested in 2 months. 2 months, I just recently spoke to her, in 2 months, she multiplied her income by 4 times. And we were laughing on the phone, and she says, Monica, can you imagine if I didn't do it? Can you imagine if I was still contemplating booking that call with you? I would still be where I'm at. So how many of you guys are doing the same thing, letting that paradigm or money get in the way from you quadrupling your results? We have to get out of our own way. It's acting on our ideas. The time is always ready when the opportunity is in front of you. And it takes great courage, but I can tell you this, like if you talk to anyone who's booked a call with me, I love what I do. And I can guarantee you, they will say, they had such a great call. You will be on such a great call. I'm gonna coach you, I'm gonna serve you, I'm gonna teach you what you need to do, how to bring out your gifts, and I'm gonna offer you something that's gonna speed up the process on your goal achieving. Yes, you wanna be bold, you wanna have the courage of making those decisions, those right decisions, regardless of any fear or doubt that you have. Be bold to go after these extraordinary goals. Once you make that decision, you're gonna attract what you need in order for the right things to happen for you to have everything you need in your environment so you can achieve these goals. So I want to go through a little bit about what Arash went through, different ways how to work with us, because each of our programs are so powerful. The Millionaire Masterminding, every single week has been so accurately and precisely designed. It's 12 powerful programs, 12 powerful lessons, that's life altering. Okay, and it's action-packed with Arash's specialized knowledge. So he's going to teach you how to create that world-class life. We do handpick the people that come into this program, but he really takes you deep into making sure you're implementing the exact lessons on wealth consciousness, what to do and how to do it. And